Good morning, YouTube. Day 14 of our 1401 flip house. This is Hippie. Take you guys around and show you what we've gotten started on this morning. And so we took a window. We took a window out. Today I'm going to be setting that one in place, and I'll have a video on how we do that. We got started taking this one out. You can check out my video where we tore that one out. I learned a few things from it. That's what I do. I do stuff and I learn from it. There's some things on that other video. I was like, I wished I had done it a different way. But, and I will. That's the thing about it. We've got, what, 9 windows to put in? So anyway, it's a little short video to let you know what was going on today. Probably tag one on at the end of the day, wrap up and edit if I can figure out editing. Yesterday I showed you, I say yesterday, in one of my last videos I tore the old window out and the aluminum window, and today we're going to start putting new ones in. And of course, that thing makes so dang much noise. Because this is a working job site, I can't shut things down. So if you're using headphones, you may want to be careful. There's going to be some loud noises. I'll try to pause my conversation, but I'm not sure we'll be able to pull all of it out in editing. So just a pre-warning, use caution with headphones. All right, I set the window in place and I put a couple shims under the bottom on the outside right here. Trying to get my phone where I can see that I'm showing you guys what okay, now, cool. All right, that may be a little weird. Anyway, right here, I put some shims coming from the outside. Because this existing casing is here, and this is the window casing all right here. Let's see, turn the camera down just a little bit. There we go. Because the window casing was already in place and because we had brick on the outside, we needed to order windows loose enough to fit. Anyway, on the rest of the windows, we're going to put, because of the demolition and everything that was done, we're going to put a window ledge over this one and fix it all, and that way we can, it'll look right. On these, I may still have to do that. Because you really don't want, this space ideally, but again, we're working with an existing window and we're trying to put these in place, and that's just part of what you have to do. So I'm going to take, I've got some wood, so I can lean it out. I've got this wood right here. Let's see, make sure that I'm showing you. Yeah, okay. We've got this wood right here that I'm going to screw these windows in, and I'm going to put one here and I'm going to put one there, and I'm not going to pull them up extremely tight. I'm going to use those to kind of square the window in place. Because we're not able to put shims back here, you want to be careful not to deform. All right, see, that didn't even reach my wood. Oh, really? Come on. All right, that's going to be a problem. All right, let's see if I can drive all the way. All right. Now I gotta figure out how to get that screw out. The joys of remodeling. There's always something that you gotta... Yeah. I've had problems this morning with trying to get things hooked up and connected, so I'm so far behind. I cannot. This just may not work. Just may not work. All right, I'm gonna have to go take the window out to get that screw out. You know, that's the thing about remodel work and challenges. And you know, you may be watching this and you know exactly how to fix this. And if it was in real time, or I was doing a live stream, maybe somebody could give me some suggestions. And if you see something and you want to say, hey, this is how it would be better next time, I'm off. Anyway, I'm gonna take this screw out. I'm using a trim head. All right, YouTube, let's see if we can do this. Tried to do this earlier and there's so much noise. We are going to put this final window in. There are a bunch of ways to do it and opinions, and I've had some that we literally just glued in, but on these I'm going to try and put some spacers and see if I can't screw this thing in. I don't have a staple. Let's see, I kind of need to be 8 inches down. That's probably good. I'm just basically gluing these in place with some caulk. That's a decent little attempt. I'm probably gonna go get some different caulk. Now, there's like I said, there's several ways, or let me say it, and there's several ways to do this. Several different schools of thought, you know. Oh, I'm getting, this is actually glue. Oh, my board's all split out. I may need to put more than that in there, as I want something for it to grab to. Hopefully that won't spin. Put them down at the bottom too. And I'll mark where I put these at. Alright, let's see. So that's sticking out that far past the brick. That's sticking out that far. And that one may or may not be. Let's see, I wonder if I glue that piece there. Now, let's take a pencil and mark, I dropped my pencil, and mark where our space is, spacers are. Actually, I need to mark it there to there. Oops, sorry, moving so fast. And there, there, and there. And I gotta do one more. Switch it for not counting. Alright. Now I know that when I set this in earlier that I needed to have 2 spacers. under it, a spacer there. And where my other spacer go? Oh, let's go down here and get it. My spacer here. So we're gonna put this here. It's just gonna rest on it, and my thinking is put the spacers all the way to the edge over here. I wonder, let's see if I put one of these under it, and then that, and one here, and then that. That's at the bottom of it to line up just a little below this, my top. See, I'm gonna put the spacer on this, so I mean, not spacer, but a piece of trim or something, so to get it to where it's flush with that, pretty close. I think I'll do that on both sides. Let's see, that one, it's down 1/4 of an inch. You know, a lot of this is just kind of trial and error. Figure out. Okay. And these spacers, they're, of course, I broke them, but anyway, they're wedged. They go from big to skinny, and then if you put one and then the fat end this way and you slide them together, you know, the more you slide it, the thicker it gets. So I'm gonna put it like this. Now I'm kind of flush with that, and over here I'm flush with that. Slide it all the way up in my corner. All right, let's try that. See if that works. I started a screw here earlier. I had put a screw in and it was in the center. I don't know if you can see it. It was in the center of that board and it missed. Anyway. Okay, yeah. Okay. There, now you can see. I had put it kind of in the center of this space, but I moved it over to this edge. I actually hit that. I'm not real happy about that. But because of how skinny this is, my screw went right beside it. And for me to be able to adjust this window left or right to get it to fit into the frame like I want it, the existing casing, make sure it's square, you know, kind of got to balance all that out. I'm kind of angling them closer to the front, and that's another reason why I put this here, was in case if I did want to go in the center, even though I'm actually not into that, I'm right beside it, which lets me work off of that spacer. But I'd like to try to get into that wood, and it feels like this is just a piece of 3/4 inch material ripped down, some old fascia or soffit when they were building it, to bring the window out a little further so that it wasn't way back here, because they brought it out 3/4 of an inch, and you can tell by the caulk line on the window that the old window was right here, and if this spacer had not been there, the old window would have ended up right here, and there would have been a little issue with that. So let's move this stuff over out of the way. I've got things cleaned up enough to set that in, nothing in my way. All right, let's see if we can make this work. The biggest thing is not knocking my blocks out of the way, since I didn't nail them. may have to go back and nail them on the next one. Okay. Something's not working. Something's not working. I wonder where okay, that. All right, now. See, and where's my flashlight at? Oh, that's not helping any. I don't know if I can show you this or not. I wonder if I can turn my flashlight on. There we go. Now, there is a it doesn't really matter if this window is level. We've got an existing casing. We need the window to stay square, which is different than level. And I got a piece of plastic, so I can't hold this up and show you that it's square, but all right, pushing up to the plastic, see it is square. So we want to keep that square. So we're going to check to see how out of square the window is. Okay, and the window is out of square. So in a case like that, my thinking is, and it's pretty decent at the bottom. There's a little bit of space there. Let's turn it around. See, it's got a little space right there. I wish I had a little table right here besides my window ledge. Okay, that's pretty decent. So that corner's pretty square. So it's kind of a matter of just keeping the thing square and trying to be uniform as possible with our edges. Right, oops. Right now, I've got it sitting on the blocks, and where, you know, 1 inch and 7. 1 inch and 7/8, and then this reveal here is a strong 1/2 inch. Up here it's a 5/8, but I don't know if you can see, but it bows right there, which, you know, I'm not fixing that. All right, that's okay. That's where 1/2 inch there and 3/4 there. So and that's pretty decent right there. I may want to pull this side over just a little bit. You see my top is somewhat uniform, and it could be since this corner, since this corner seemed pretty square, this corner was pretty decent. It's probably this corner right here that's kind of dropped down. So I think I'm just going to put my screws in there. It's pretty close to what we want, and really that's all we can do. And guess who didn't put his blocks down low enough? I guess I can put a second hole, but anyway, now I'm going to run this screw in, and I've got to make sure that it goes all the way in, because I don't need to. Okay, now, because I had that block back there, I didn't deform my edge. Let's see if we can't do that over here. I'll put the block up higher. That's a good thing. All right, let's see. Oh, this is hard to do. Okay, now that holds that in place. Now we raise the window. Oh, we got clips right there. Oh, cool. A safety feature. I like that. I like that a lot. We didn't mark where our block was right here. That wasn't very smart. Now, I think what I'm gonna go do, we're gonna grab some regular caulk, because I've got to caulk these anyway. All right. I grabbed some regular caulk, some regular painter's caulk, because that's what we're going to eventually use here. And I've screwed that top in place so all of it's not going to get it, but I'm trying to get caulk back in behind it, and I know I'm not getting all of it, but that's all right. Now, I don't know if you can see, but I'm squeezing caulk in there, and I don't need a whole bunch. This just kind of helps, and then as I got this space, I'm turning so that I'm just inside of the wood. Okay, I know that my bottom is flush, so I'm not going to be able to do that. You see, like right here. Oops. I can't. I'm having trouble going that direction. All right. See, I'm just putting a bead on that. Trying to line up with the edge of about where the wood is. A little down there. Okay. Let's see, I really don't have much. This is probably not a waste of time, but I'm going to try it anyway. Okay. Now, what it should do when I pull it up is some caulk coming through. All right. Clean this off because I don't want a bunch of caulk on my vinyl, because it over the time yellows. Wish I had a rag. That's why all my clothes have paint on them, because I don't take the time to go get a rag. Okay. And you know, it's not uniform all the way, but there. See how that squeezed some caulk out right there? Okay, now make sure I don't deform the window when I put these screws in. Remember, we want to be real close to this edge because we don't have much. Of course, oh, gotta get used to that. Open this window. How does this screen come out? Oh, I bet it does this. I bet it does this. Uh-huh. There we go. That's how you get the screen out. Okay, I like that. That's pretty nifty. That's pretty nifty. Okay. Oops. Oh, wearing a GoPro on my head. Keep hitting things. Now, on these bottoms, I'll be able to angle them. Let's see how it's hitting. So I cannot leave any head out. And it didn't pull up. It's not ideal to use caulk because caulk does shrink, but you know, for something like this, there's already going to be so many old marks that in kind of what we call remodel work, you can get by with using caulk. If I've got a lot to do, and it's just because it's convenient, I'm right there, I can rub some caulk in those little holes, and you know, if need be, we'll put a little bit more when we go to do all the caulking in the house and we got all the trim. Because I don't really have to be doing this right now. I'm just trying to show you what it looked like kind of completed. I said you just kind of control your bead. Well, that's a smooth, pretty one. And I've got my sharp point there against the vinyl. And I don't have a wet rag. This is why you see a lot of people will take and they'll have a rag and they'll be wiping all their old caulk off. And for me, I just use a little bit of caulk. Dab these holes. There's probably going to be blinds put up there, so. That's that old caulk. I just like to get it out of the way. Same thing over here. Instead of caulking it, instead of grabbing a 501, I just picked up this little thing right here. And there's a possibility I may change this window seat, or I may just leave it like it is. Just see how it looks after it's all caulked in. Got a pretty good gap right there. It's probably going to need to have a second caulking on it. Needs a little more, like this right there. All right, now. Got trash in it now. Way to go. Way to go, hippie. All right. Did not put enough caulk there, so I don't want to dig it out. So you see I'm kind of putting it, piling it kind of right in front of it so I don't dig it all back out. And that way I can smooth this out. Turn the hammer back on that so it doesn't keep running on you. Alright. And that's how you do, that's how I did this window. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up, comment, like, share. Help me spread the word. Help me build my channel here. You are in on the ground floor of the Handy Hippie. Hippie out.